Dada.
And of course, today we will be giving you coronavirus updates. And if you want the facts, go check out SABC3.
So, guys, it has been another crazy week in the battle against the coronavirus. Crazier than what has preceded us. As we spoke last week, we were looking at infections that were moving in the groups of hundreds. We were saying 300 or so infections a day, and that was looking quite high. Well, to tell you the rate that it's going at now, you will be shocked. You'll be quite shocked what a week could do. Yesterday to today, there was an infection numbers of 785 people, and that's a whole bunch of people. 785. We're now going towards the 1,000 a day mark, and that's pretty scary to think 1,000 people a day will be infected with coronavirus. The recovery rate in Johannesburg, though, is quite high, and that is a great thing to take into mind. So even though we may have such a high infection rate, the recovery rate is very high. We're looking at a total of 13,524 infection cases since the start until now. That's a whole bunch of people, guys. Now, as we went through the presidential address, and the president told us that we'll be looking at the different levels of lockdown, we're addressing it, going from level 4 to level 3. And he spoke about how certain places, the hotbeds or the hot spots of where the virus is, they would be looking at keeping it on level 4. And certain places they would be dropping because there would be no need for keeping it high. And some places where it was increasing or seeming like it's a breeding ground for the virus, they were seeming to keep it on level 5. Now, as we sit right now, when we think about the provinces that are the most affected by the coronavirus, the one that springs to mind immediately would be the Western Cape, which is contributing over half of the numbers that we're looking at right now. That's in the Western Cape. And if you look deeper into that, you start to see places like Tygerberg, which has quite a large amount of infections. I think Tygerberg is almost on par with the entire infection rate of Johannesburg or Gauteng, and it's the whole province. And that's also quite a scary thing to consider. Look, from me, just thinking about it, could it be that Cape Town is a port city, and due to it being a port and the port's been opened again way earlier than everywhere else for the trading, could that have contributed a little bit more to the virus taking root there much deeper than it has anywhere else? Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. But one thing is for sure, that they are very, very deeply affected. And we should keep our hearts and our minds on Cape Town, and pray for Cape Town, man. They're going through a really hard time. On top of having the highest infection rate, they also have the highest mortality rate, and that's not something that anybody wants to hear about. But in order for us to keep these infections down and to keep them going down and regressing, we got to follow the guidelines that Pretty Girl is about to give to us. So Pretty Girl, walk us through the steps.
Okay, guys, so you're going to need to wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds, or use hand sanitizer with at least 60% of alcohol in it. If you're going in public, which you should only do if you have no food to eat, wear a mask. If you have a cloth mask, you should have at least 2 of them, so you can be using one and the other one is getting washed. Or if you have one that you can just throw away, dispose of it properly, because you don't want anyone else getting sick. And don't touch your mouth, nose, eyes, and ears.
100%. So guys, just to recap, the numbers are going up steadily around the country. We're now moving into the 700 of infections a day. We need you guys to please stay home, follow the guidelines and the rules, and stay informed. So keep your eyes on SABC 1, 2, 3. Those are the primary places where you can get the reports from the president himself or from the minister. Stay wearing your masks. Do not touch your hands and face. Gloves at all times. Handshakes are a no-no. And we'll be seeing you guys again next week for another coronavirus updates. For now, it's your boy Dada.
And your girl Pretty Girl, and we'll see you in the next one.
Boom.